Today in London for an important event called IMATS, the International Makeup Artist Trade Show. I'm just approaching the queue line now. It's just coming up to opening time, but the queue is quite long already. Once we go by, I will show you, but if we are at the Kensington Olympia, so we'll be going shortly. And here's the Q building. All the people that have been here, probably a long time. So, I'm going to join them. Okay, so I'm in. That was very painless. I think there was probably 5 minutes queuing time. So welcome to IMATS. I am stamped and marked by the IMATS team so I can go in and out, and I'm ready to view what is on offer. I just got a map. I think I'm just going to browse to start with. All the glorious things and heroes to meet from creations of makeup and film. So come and have a look at this now. To the gallery area where it is a little quieter. It's not that packed yet, it's only been open about an hour, but you can see below Mac Pro just over here, NYX is just behind it, right below here is Krylon. Got my brochure here, and I'll be going to a few talks from 11 o'clock onwards, which will be just down here. IMATS stage. So in the meantime, up here, I know there is a gallery that is going to be put up here, and I'll go take a look and absorb some of all the sights because it's just so much to take in. Whilst it's quiet, I'll take you around the makeup museum, which is a load of prosthetics and props that were used in film. Let's go. Rick Baker's makeup chair.
Two or three sitting in the seats there. It's really nice to be here, and especially to be opening for you, and I hope that you enjoy what I do. So I'm going to bring on my models. I have 3 models today, so if you guys want to come out. I also have this wonderful lady with me. This is Natasha Newbury. She's currently a student at Coleg y Cymoedd, and she's helping me out today. See that difference? Pulling the eye out, close your arm. Then I can get a nice clean line on some tightened skin. size for your application then.
Do me round and I'll be back.
Are enjoying. I brought a couple of my American friends over from American Horror Story. Any American Horror Story fans out in the audience today? Good. This is Mike Metcalf. He came to Los Angeles in the year 2000. Has worked on such great productions such as John Carter of Mars, Iron Man 2, Film, Whiskey Tango, Foxtrot, and most recently his work on Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
It's nice to be here in London. We've had such a great time. My husband Mike McCash and our friend Chris Dombos is helping out because I thought maybe I do the talking and they can do the slash throw for you guys. As you probably know, from my accent, I'm from Southern California. I'm a California girl, raised. And we're so happy to be here and showing you guys some of the stuff we do for American Horror Story. I've been working with Ryan Murphy for 13 years. He's the creator of American Horror Story as well as Glee and Nip Tuck and several films that I've worked on. And one of the reasons why I've continued to work with Ryan is because he puts out such really cool projects and loves makeup so much. He loves practical makeup effects. They're pretty comfortable. And he said it feels good, so that's good. And then we're putting on one of our, we tend to stockpile neck pieces because we do so many slit throats that we end up having, we have like Dave Anderson, who is with AFX, does all of our prosthetics. And at the beginning of the season, we'll stockpile a few different sizes of necks for this particular purpose. Sometimes they're even just small pieces to show after effects of sliced throats. We had to write a bunch of notes on this when we brought it through customs to make sure that nobody knew that it was nothing that was going to be crazy to get through it. And it was pressurized this morning at the petrol station. They were a little like, what is that? What's that for? But this is one of our pots that we use. We have bigger ones as well, depending on how much blood is going to be coming out. So it's pressurized here, just like an airbrush, like a big airbrush. And so this is filled up about this far with blood, and then the rest is water. So it's Nick Deadman's blood, a little bit of Rob Smith's blood. There's the silicone blood, and that'll help to keep Nick's and Rob's both don't beat up on silicone prosthetics, which is what Mike has it all hooked up here, and the tube is primed. What they do is Mike turns or one of us, depending on who's available on set, we prime the blood all the way up to the top. Turn this way for a second, Andy. So it's primed all the way up to the top up here. Okay, so Mike's gonna prime it a little bit more. I'm just gonna take a peek and see it come up to the top up here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna make sure it's just gonna come up a little bit. Is the front already cut? The front of the... Okay, stop. Yep. Okay. You guys ready? Here we go. Go.
So far, you have seen panels, the slitting a throat panel, and prosthetics in fashion, I believe it was. It's beginning to get very full with people, and I swear, I don't know how the people that actually own the stalls, they must have patience of saints, because people are just trashing everything. Like, gonna test this, but they never clean it up. It's just a mess after everybody. So here we go. Here's the amount of people that are now within the building. And I'm now going to go to a panel about the history of American Werewolf in London, because I believe nobody else will be going to it. It'd be great if they are, but it'll be a little bit quieter, I think. But let's go see what that has in store.
In London, Greystoke, the legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes, Harry and the Hendersons, Michael Jackson's Thriller, Gorillas in the Mist, Gremlins 2, The New Batch. Tom was also the lead character designer for animated blockbuster Shrek, Shrek 2 and Shrek the Third. Please give a warm welcome for Tom.
And talk for the next hour about, we mainly talk about American Werewolf. But I hadn't realized this until just recently that Paul sent me a bunch of photos from Thriller, and I said, not to sound ungracious here, but what does this have to do with the book? And he said, I got a chapter in the book. I said, in that case, we're gonna talk about that as well.
Horrible, but anyway, you know, I thought it would look cool at the time. But then when I was about 13 or so, I was able to, a friend of the family, she was a producer, and she, you know, knew I was kind of an odd kid, and I seemed to kind of like some of these monsters and things, and so she thought, well, maybe he would like to meet Don Post Sr. So I was, as a little kid, I went to his place, and he was a Hollywood mask maker. He made all of Halloween masks. This was in 1972, is when I went there. And I was just, you know, completely gobsmacked, as they say. I was just amazed.
That was well done.
Yeah, it was just incredible amount of these masks. You know, the Creature was there, the Wolfman was there, the Mummy, and all these classics. And you know, I had seen some of these masks in the stores, but this is the guy that actually makes them. So he showed me his process of, you know, the sculpture, and the molding, the casting of them. And then, it was quite a surprise, he actually, very nice man, he did a live cast of me that afternoon.
How old were you?
14,
Wow.
13 or 14, yeah. And, which I was just, you know, that was fabulous. And so immediately, you know, the very next day, I now had my live cast, and I had some clay, and I started sculpting masks at that point. And the rest is, you know.
Okay, so that was the amazing talk with Paul Davis and Tom Hester. Tom Hester has a lot of history in the industry of prosthetics and has not only worked on American Werewolf in London, but on Michael Jackson's Thriller. So he's had a lot of fingers in many pies to do with horror. So I got him to sign my program whilst I was in there and get a photograph with him. I was way too starstruck to speak to him though, after just hearing his amazing stories of, I think he was discovered by Rick Baker when he was 21 accidentally. So, you know, having that kind of amazing background in makeup, I just felt privileged to shake his hand. So that was excellent. The amount of behind the scenes from the book that's going to be coming out. Can't wait to see that and buy that. But for now, I'm just going to do one last sweep around, and then I think that's going to be a wrap up for the day. But I hope you've enjoyed coming with me. It's very full down here right now. But I hope you've enjoyed this trip to IMATS London 2016.